everyone, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 2 of PSG Pain Purge with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So, last episode we started our Champions League campaign with a bit of an uninspiring 1-0 win against Lokomotiv Moscow. Wait till you see what we did to Manchester United in the second game. Today, we play Atalanta in the third of our Champions League group matches. Can we keep a very good run of form going? Let's find out. So yes, we did indeed get a good start in the Champions League group stages. We did win 1-0 against Lokomotiv Moscow in the first of our games in last episode. And then we dominated Manchester United 5-0 at home, absolutely, but 5-0 even so was a phenomenal result. And you can see Neymar, Mbappe, Neymar, Icardi all got on the score sheet, all played really well. The squad is beginning to take shape and look as though they can actually do something and play pretty well. And we've still got a couple of players that were not quite fit enough to play in that game, so all in all, it was a pretty good start in the Champions League, and through the month of October, you can see also in the Uber Eats League 1, we've also been doing really well as well. We currently sit in second place just behind Nantes, who beat us early in the season before we properly got going. So I have to drag them back at some point. But other than that, everything else is going very well. And so today, we're back in the Champions League against Atalanta. Can we continue that run of form? So as we talked about in the last episode, you can see that Rafinha is still out injured, 2 to 4 weeks still left. Herrera and Moise Kean didn't manage to get into the Champions League squad just because of the registration rules that we have. There is so little PSG youngsters in this squad at the moment. We're going to have to change that next season potentially and put 1 or 2 in from the youth and unders squad just to sort of balance that up a little bit, maybe. We'll think about it. But anyway, for now, this is what we have to deal with. So everybody else is fit and healthy. Everybody else has been playing games in Ligue 1 specifically, so that's good. So we've got a full squad to choose from. And for today's match against Atalanta, which I believe we are at home, we are indeed, we have Navas in goal, Mbabu at right back, Bernat at left back, Marquinhos and Kimpembe in central defence, Pereira, Verratti and Di Maria in central midfield, with Sarabia on the right, Neymar on the left and Mbappe up top, and pretty much everybody else on the bench. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So we're going to try and go in with a bit of a relaxed attitude today in terms of just saying, relax, play a natural game, the result will come. In theory, it should. We are at home. We demolished Manchester United in the last outing in the Champions League, so confidence should be sky high. Atalanta come in with a 3-5-2 sort of, that's an interesting setup for them, so we'll see how that impacts the game in terms of where the spaces are. But for ours, our 4-2-3-1, should I say, and so it begins. I can't get my words out. It's looking better and better all the time in terms of how we're playing it, and the players are getting used to the style of the way that we're playing it as well. So beginning to look pretty decent. But as is always the case in the Champions League, if you have an off day and the opposition don't, then you could well be in trouble. So we still have to remain on our mettle a little bit. 12 minutes in, nothing's happened at all. I mean, literally nothing. No shots at goal from anybody at all. And so that continues. 63% possession for Atalanta against us when we're playing a vertical tiki-taka style is not great. So far, it's looking a little bit... But there's a good ball over the top for Mbappe from Neymar, and then Mbappe runs into a wall of defenders, basically. But at least we moved it up the pitch and had a go, and it was a good early ball. That's the sort of thing that occasionally we're going to use, is Mbappe's pace up top when we can. But most of the time, I'm hoping that we'll be able to be a little bit more cute about our play and build up through the side a little bit more than that. But At this point, just to get ahead and get a lead, I don't really mind how it comes. We go centrally to Danilo, takes over. Mbappe drops it off to Di Maria, gets it back again onto the edge of the box, then has a bit of a half-hearted shot, really. Easily blocked by a defender, and it goes out for a corner kick. So it's going to be a corner kick on this near side by Di Maria to the back post and Mbappe, and the header is won defensively, and they get a chance to counter-attack. You see that swathe of white shirts on the right-hand side that he couldn't use for support, and eventually they lose out. But yeah, a little bit dodgy on the counter-attack there, and we get to half-time, and again, there's going to be something about these episodes, isn't there? You can feel it already. If we'd have only played the Manchester United game on the episode, we'd have been fine. But so far, the first 2 games have been a little bit dull. I mean, a fair amount of chances, sort of, and some sort of highlights here and there, but actually, it's a little bit dull. Anyway, let's do something about it then. Let's go in, thrash the arms around. No, we can't do that. Point the finger and say, I'm not happy with the performance out there. Get out there, do something about it. Go into the shouts and fire them up and just see if we can find a way to focus the minds a little bit and make those passes count a little bit more. Sarabia down that right-hand side usually cuts in, but this time has gone all the way down for a cross. And the cross is well cleared again. So we're not really quite delivering that ball in the way I wanted us to. Both wingers should be cutting in and getting more involved at the top of the penalty box and feeding balls through into Mbappe. That's the idea, really. It hasn't really worked so far. Di Maria with a free kick hits the wall or a player behind the wall or something like that anyway, and it goes out for a throw-in. Is the highlight continuing? It's not. If that's the best highlight we've got, we're in trouble. So we're going to do something about it. We're going to go into the tactics, excuse me, and we're going to change it up. Let's see what we can do here. Let's go into a gegenpress, push them higher up the pitch and see if we can get anything from it. So we're going to go into the attacking mentality, and then we're just going to check out what we've got here in terms of ratings and conditioning. You can see that Pereira is a little bit down on his conditioning, so is Sarabia. So we can take Pereira out and we'll put Idrissa in. So he goes into that holding midfield role. We've got a couple of really low ratings. Excuse me, I've got a problem with my throat at the moment. We've got a couple of low ratings in the defensive area, but also a couple in the offensive area as well. Neymar and Mbappe not doing it today, are they? So we're going to take Bernat out and we're going to put Kurzawa in. He plays that left fullback role very well. We're going to have to leave Marquinhos on the pitch, I think. And then we've got one thing that we can do up top. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to take Sarabia out and we're going to put Icardi on, and then we're going to switch Icardi and Mbappe round, and they can play those roles perfectly well. We're just going to change Mbappe into the inside forward role. So those are the changes we've made. I don't feel the need to change anything else at this point. We're going to go back in, and immediately we're going to go in and demand more from the side. And with 20 minutes to go, we've got to find a way to keep this run going and break the deadlock somehow. But it's Atalanta with a chance down the right-hand side, all the way into the box, and then a really very, very good tackle, it looks like to me anyway, from Idrissa Gueye. And is he being checked for a penalty? It is. I'm a bit disappointed by that. It seemed to get... Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that they came up with that call. He seemed to get the ball really cleanly. And eventually it's a free kick for us in the central defensive area. Mbappe takes over, cuts in, travels all the way over to the left, gets involved with Neymar down the left-hand side, drops it back to Verratti over the top. Icardi through, and he crosses it rather than shoots. Or was it a shot? And he just got confused between the two. And neither one came off. And it goes out for a goal kick. And we're into the last 10 minutes. And we are putting on the pressure, but it's not quite good enough, really. And Babu down that right-hand side gets a second chance. And again, they clear it. And they're going to win the ball in the attacking area as well. And Duvan goes right the way past our defence like they weren't even there. And we go 1-0 down. Time for a shout to berate the players. entire team get berated after that. We're going to have to watch this again and see what happened here. And it was simply that they won that initial ball. Idrissa was not holding that defensive midfield position well enough to sniff that danger out. And so they got through on our defensive unit really too easy. And with a few minutes left, what have we got here? We've got an Mbabu free kick from deep. He takes it simple to Ghana. Back to Mbabu. Mbappe takes over down the right-hand side. Cuts it in. And they get a good goalkeeping, a good save by the goalkeeper. He gets all of his body behind the ball. And it looks like we're going to lose in the Champions League for the first time in the group stage, unless something happens here. Neymar with a cross into the far post. And again, they get it very well cleared. And that's got to do it, surely. And again, it's the curse of the episodes. We were really, really poor. 8 shots at goal, only 2 on target. And this is a front line of Mbappe, Icardi and Neymar to finish the game off with Di Maria supporting them. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Might have to come up with a different formation or system of play maybe for the Champions League. I'm not 100% sure. But having said that, we dominated United in the last game 5-0. So it's not that bad, really. But just on today's performance, I think we were a little bit kind of blasé about the whole match. Maybe the relaxed team talk at the beginning was something that was a mistake. Anyway, there we go. We lost 1-0. Yay! It's not going to take a genius to figure this one out, is it? We were not good enough. We didn't create enough. The XG rating shows that, a 0.69 XG rating. But Atalanta got 1 goal on a 0.14 XG rating. This was a dreadful, dreadful game to watch. I'm really sorry to any of the fans that paid money to come in and watch it. Maybe we should give their money back, for goodness sake. 43% possession is not good enough on a vertical tiki-taka style of play as well. 89% pass completion is good, but we didn't do anything with it at all. 2 shots on goal is just utter madness. But there we go. I don't know what to say to it, really. I mean, you can see the shots that we created, and they're a bit all over the place, aren't they, really? But none of them did anything. And then you look at Atalanta and see that they did pretty well all over the place, and they got their goal. And because of that, they deserve the win, really. They dominated this in central midfield. That is potentially an area where this team needs a lot of developing, I would suggest. Verratti's very good. Other than that, I'm not convinced by the rest of the central defenders, particularly in terms of their star power and their abilities. And then there's a couple of other areas in the wide position on the right-hand side. Maybe we should drop Mbappe into that and play Icardi up top, or eventually buy a really good striker and put Mbappe on that right-hand side. So things to think about as we move forward. But we're not going to rush this series in terms of... We've got 3 seasons, I understand, but I'm not going to go all out and try and buy every big name that I can find in the first transfer window, just because we need to look at what we've got first and see where the gaps are. And this is what we're doing for this part of the season. So... wasn't good enough, was it? I don't think I'm going to overanalyze it anymore. I don't see there's any point. We were dreadful. We were really bad in terms of we created very, very little. And the little that we did create, we didn't put them away. And Atalanta, on a 0.14 XG rating, got a goal and took the points. So there is the blot on our recent form of a loss against Atalanta. Decent side, of course they are. They're no mugs, but we should have done better than we did. Anyway, for next episode, we know that we're coming back to play the last of the group stages. We only play 3 games in the group stages on the episodes just to get through the season a little bit quicker. This is only a short-term save after all. So Manchester United away from home. Are they going to get their own back from the thumping that we gave them in the previous Champions League match? We'll have to wait and see. Between now and then, we've got Atalanta again and then Lokomotiv Moscow. So we should have the group stage well and truly sewn up by that point, you would hope. But on today's performance, maybe not. Anyway, it's basically going to do it for today. There's not much else to tell you. We were really quite ordinary today. We have played a lot better than that in recent fixtures, so I'm hoping that eventually the inconsistency goes away and we can prove that we are dominant. And if they don't, these players are going to get kicked out for some new ones as we move through the next couple of seasons. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this really bizarre game. I really appreciate your company through this particular series. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. I swear we get better than this. I hope we will anyway. Click that like button for me on this particular episode, whether we win or lose. It just helps me get seen by lots of other people and helps me know that you're engaged in the content as well. So I appreciate that. Until next time, and a better performance, I hope. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.